Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News starts right now.
A big fight in a Detroit neighborhood sparks a shooting, sending 4 people to the hospital. 3 teens and an adult were all shot in the leg. We're told 2 men are in temporary serious condition.
This happened in the McCoy Circle neighborhood on Detroit's east side, and right now police looking for a woman in connection with that shooting. Pamela Osborne live tonight in Detroit with the latest on the investigation. Pamela.
Well, there's still a lot to sort out here, but what we know is that this was a fight between 2 groups of people, and at the end of it, 4 people were shot and dozens of shots were fired in the middle of a neighborhood in the middle of the day.
As you can see, everyone lives in close quarters here, the way that the complex is designed. So we could have had a lot more people shot.
Shell casings and evidence markers litter the ground of this McCoy Circle neighborhood on the city's east side. On the other side of the yellow tape is where police say 2 groups of about 20 people, mostly teens, got into it. Before long, guns were drawn and a shootout soon followed.
It's unfortunate. It's really it's horrible. I mean, whatever conflict they were having, you know, not only did they put each other's lives in jeopardy, but they put all the residents here in this villa in jeopardy.
Chief James White says 2 of the victims, a 15 and 16-year-old, are in stable condition. An 18 and 29-year-old are in temporary serious condition. All of the young men expected to recover from their injuries, but the chief wants to know how they got here in the first place.
Enough is enough, and we're going to find out what the 15-year-old is doing. How come the adults in the group weren't trying to talk them out of fighting as opposed to participating in it?
And police did recover 2 guns from that scene there. They also went door to door to check on residents. Given the amount of gunfire there was in that neighborhood, anyone with information is asked to come forward. Meanwhile, extra patrols in place tonight to make sure that those residents feel some sense of security after what was a really scary day. Reporting live outside of the 5th Precinct, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
No doubt about that. All right, Pamela.
It was supposed to make everything easier in one of Metro Detroit's most popular destinations, but the amount of aggravation over Royal Oak's back-in parking system has a lot of people just begging for change. Mara McDonald live in Royal Oak tonight. Mara, the City Commission is discussing this issue tonight.
Hi, Karen. The meeting is ongoing right now. I'm trying to keep my voice down because I don't want to start drowning out the meeting. They haven't gotten to it yet, but let's put it this way. There's a move on petition with 3,000 signatures asking them to do something. The problem is really twofold. For starters, the back-in only parking on South Washington, well, it's a whole thing, and the complaints to the City Commission are many.
I've seen other people, either younger people or elders, that have so much problems with it that they sometimes can't do it. I've also seen near accidents.
Police say it's a safer option. Customers think it's a misery.
I could stand here for more than 10 minutes just reading all the social media posts on why people don't like it, why they will not be coming back, and why business owners are being hurt by this decision.
Even with back-in only signs, drivers just put their hands up and park nose in like they usually do today. It's to the point customers are letting businesses know they'll go elsewhere.
And I had a customer just today tell me that they're having a hard time doing the app, and it's just, I think there's a lot of things that need to be worked out. And I think the back into the parking spot is a huge problem.
The other issue is actually paying for your parking in the app. There's been a host of problems trying to make it all work.
You shouldn't need a brochure to tell you how to park or a parking ambassador to go around and help people. It should be a no-brainer. You pull in, you park, put your money in the meter, and go shopping.
Back here live, the city of Royal Oak has a multi-year contract with its current parking vendor, so it's unclear really what the city can do. This issue is up before the commission probably in the next half hour or so. We'll come back to you at 11 and get you updated. We're live in Royal Oak tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Mara. Right now, investigators over in Oakland County are trying to determine why a woman allegedly shot her brother and another man before turning the gun on herself.
The sheriff's office says 22-year-old Ruby Tavener shot and killed Bishop Tavener and Ray Muscat in an apartment off Dixie Highway in Independence Township yesterday morning. Over the past 24 hours, deputies searched for her knowing she was likely armed and dangerous. Well, this morning, her body was found in the woods near the apartment. Investigators believe she took her own life.
One family has lost, 2 people, obviously, and another family is terribly affected because they've lost one in a situation that they don't understand or now won't have answers about. So just a real sad situation all the way around.
Muscat's family has posted a GoFundMe page saying they hope to find justice in this sudden loss. New video tonight showing an innocent family getting hurt in a drag racing crash on Detroit's west side.
Two cars were racing each other Sunday at the intersection of Tyerman and Epworth. Police say it's known to be a big spot for illegal racing. Both drivers blew the red light and crashed into a white SUV with 2 adults and 2 children inside. They got stuck inside that SUV. Crews say they had to use the jaws of life to get them out.
It touches you real deep. I mean, it really touches you, and then it's like I'm almost 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, wow, they out here. I know it's got to be traumatizing to them if it's affecting me the way it is.
Fortunately for all 4 people inside that SUV will be okay. Police say both race drivers got away.
Tributes pouring in tonight for former Michigan State basketball star Adrian Payne. He was shot and killed early this morning in Orlando. Police say they found Payne injured. He was taken to the hospital, and that's where he later died. Right now, the accused in the case is in custody. No word on what sparked the shooting. Payne was first-round NBA draft pick, played for the Spartans, of course, for 4 years, and gained national attention for his bond with Lacey Holsworth, a young girl who was battling cancer. Today, MSU head coach Tom Izzo released the statement on Payne's death, reading in part, Adrian was loved by his teammates and coaches who respected his development as a player and person. He came to Michigan State with a ton of raw talent and put in the work to reach his goal of becoming an NBA player. Today is a difficult and sad day for the Spartan basketball family.
A sense of urgency and panic at the Detroit Zoo tonight as their newest animal, a wallaby Joey, is missing.
It's just Friday night at 11. We told you about the little wallaby leaving its mother's pouch for the first time. We couldn't know at the time that it had already gone missing.
Every hour that passes, the animal's chances of survival become less and less. Our Victor Williams spent time at the zoo today talking to animal experts about what may have happened.
It is a mystery to us. It's a really tough situation for everybody here. We've never had this happen before.
It's a situation that has zoo officials scratching their heads in confusion. The sudden disappearance of a 5-month-old wallaby.
It seems obvious that the little wallaby didn't escape from. We can't find an area where he or she might have escaped.
Scott Carter is the Chief Life Sciences Officer for the Detroit Zoological Society, who says the joy was last seen this past Friday evening.
And at this point, we've searched almost the entire zoo, and we continue to search. Because we don't know what happened.
With so much foot traffic passing through, some may wonder if the Joy was taken by a guest, but with volunteers everywhere you turn and a unique 2-door system, it's not likely.
He wouldn't, and his mom would not have tolerated somebody just walking up to them. They would have run away.
And although there is so much uncertainty, one thing is for sure.
He's not going to live very long without his mom.
Each day that passes, the animal's chances of survival becomes less and less.
We can't figure out how the wallaby Joey could have gotten out of the habitat, but maybe it's hiding somewhere nearby. But as I said, Victor, I mean, the hope is kind of dwindling every day.
And that was Victor Williams reporting. Zoo officials are asking those who live near the zoo to be on the lookout for the baby Joey.
Stocks fell sharply today, pushing the S&P 500 below 4,000. That's the lowest level since last March. NASDAQ dropped by 4% on the day, or 4.3% on the day, as tech stocks came under renewed pressure. And the Dow down more than 600 points on the day.
Gas prices hit a new all-time high here in Michigan, and right now it is showing no signs of letting up. Prices are up 28 cents in just the last week to an average of $4.32 per gallon. Metro Detroit actually has some of the least expensive prices in the state, averaging around $4.30. Of course, as we head into the summer, a lot of people talking about making that trip up north, and prices are expected to stay high. As the fighting escalates in Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin is trying to justify the war.
And he did it during a speech in what is known in Russia as Victory Day, with a military parade as his backdrop. It is typically a day of celebrations honoring the end of World War II. This year, of course, it comes as the war in Ukraine enters its 75th day. Today, Putin did not declare victory in Ukraine, nor did he hint at where the war is headed next. The U.S., meanwhile, is preparing to send more aid. President Biden signed a bill today making it easier for the U.S. to lend or lease military equipment to Ukraine.
Today, the Biden administration says it is bracing for a potential COVID surge this fall and winter. They say as many as 100 million people could be affected. The prediction comes as the Biden administration asks Congress for $22.5 billion in funding for testing, vaccines, and treatments. Officials say if funding is secured, the U.S. will be better prepared for a potential surge. If Congress rejects funding, officials say the consequences of those 100 million being infected will be higher.
We'll be back in 90 seconds with a special Broadway nomination for a Detroiter.
But first, coming up tomorrow morning, the warning signs you might be spending too much time on TikTok. And at 6:40, the top mistakes to avoid when it comes to getting a promotion.
Then streaming at 7 a.m. on Local 4 Plus, we're talking with an expert on the reasons gas prices are so high and if we'll see some relief coming up soon.